Let's now turn to the United Kingdom, where Liz Truss became the third female prime minister in British history on Tuesday and pledged to immediately set about tackling the country's spiraling cost of living crisis, saying she was confident that together the country can ride out the storm out of the economic problems. Ms. Truss took office on a day of ceremony that saw her scandal-plagued predecessor, Boris Johnson, bow out in a defiant speech at Downing Street in London before both politicians flew to meet the Queen in Scotland for a transfer of power. There is more in the following report.
Liz Truss, who served as foreign minister in the previous government, enters office after winning the most votes in the Conservative Party leadership contest to replace Boris Johnson. Ms. Truss's to-do list is long, with the country facing a deepening cost of living crisis, a crumbling healthcare sector, and a seemingly endless wave of labor strikes. Speaking on the steps of Downing Street on Tuesday evening, Ms. Truss said her priorities were delivering tax cuts to grow the economy, improve Britain's energy security amid soaring prices, and fixing the National Health Service, though she did not outline any specific policies.
Now is the time to tackle the issues that are holding Britain back. We need to build roads, homes and broadband faster. We need more investment and great jobs in every town and city across our country. We need to reduce the burden on families and help people get on in life.
Liz Truss was formally installed as Prime Minister on Tuesday after a visit to Queen Elizabeth II at Balmoral Castle.
Accepted Her Majesty the Queen's kind invitation to form a new government. Let me pay tribute to my predecessor. Boris Johnson delivered Brexit, the COVID vaccine, and stood up to Russian aggression. History will see him as a hugely consequential Prime Minister.
The new Prime Minister has awarded her key allies with top jobs in a major reshuffle hours after succeeding Boris Johnson. Kwasi Kwarteng has been made Chancellor, James Cleverly becomes Foreign Secretary, and Suella Braverman replaced Priti Patel as Home Secretary. One of Ms. Truss's closest friends, Terry Scoffey, is appointed as Health Secretary and Deputy PM. None of those who backed her defeated rival Rishi Sunak will remain in a full cabinet, with Dominic Raab, Grant Sharp, George Eustis, and Steve Barclay all returning to the backbenches. However, Ms. Truss's press secretary has said the changes would unify the Tory party and pointed to senior roles for 5 of her leadership rivals: Suella Braverman, Tom Tugendhat as Security Minister, Kemi Badenoch as Trade Secretary, Penny Mordaunt as Leader of the Commons, and Nadim Zahawi as Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster. For the first time, none of the top 4 great offices of state, which are the Prime Minister, Chancellor, Home Secretary, and Foreign Secretary, is held by a white man. Liz Truss, who served most recently as Foreign Minister in Boris Johnson's government, follows Margaret Thatcher and Theresa May to become Britain's third female premier. In recent years, Ms. Truss has been compared to Margaret Thatcher, who for many on the right remains the benchmark for conservative leaders. Ms. Truss ran a leadership campaign on a classic conservative platform, promising tax cuts for citizens and no new taxes for businesses, which include ruling out a windfall tax on energy companies to deal with UK's cost of living crisis. Despite voting to remain in the European Union back in 2016, in recent years she has emerged as one of the most vocal critics of the EU and staunchest supporters of Brexit. But critics have accused her newfound hardline Brexit stance of being a cynical ploy. Ms. Truss's victory over Rishi Sunak was smaller than expected, which means she may have to accommodate a wider range of views from her party.